Christmas comes early this year, on December 20th in fact, as Muppet fans are treated to another live Muppet movie script reading, this time featuring the beloved Muppet Christmas Carol. Tough Pigs is once again proud to present the show's companion podcast, where we'll chat with the people involved in bringing the show to life. With me as always is an old friend who was here at Tough Pigs. He's the director and producer of the live script readings, and I'm excited he's here. It's Matt Wilkie. Hello, Matthew.
Oh, hello, Jared. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm excited because my guest today is a comedian and actress who's appeared in shows like Leanne on Netflix and Dropouts Make Some Noise. And as a social media follow, I strongly recommend. She'll be playing New Zealand and Belinda Cratchit in the upcoming show, or is it Bettina, as Emily Cratchit says, whatever. It's Hannah Pilkes. Hi, Hannah.
Hello.
I'm very excited to speak to you.
I know. How fun is this? Gosh, if there's one thing that gets me going, it's Muppets.
Well, I mean, let's dive straight in. Your Instagram bio says you are part Muppet.
I feel like my husband is Kermit and I'm like Piggy and Chef, a crossover, and maybe Cookie Monster. So maybe not Muppet Christmas Carol specific, and maybe a little Michael Caine.
A little Michael Caine.
That force of yes, yes.
So
Yeah.
what does being part Muppet mean to you?
I mean, I'm a long time. I even have a Labyrinth, the Babe with the Power tattoo. I'm a Henson head. I grew up watching Fraggle Rock, Dark Crystal, Labyrinth. I love practical effects. I love puppets so much. I love Sesame Street growing up. And the Muppets to me, especially Muppets Christmas Carol, there is like no deeper joy in my gut than the feeling of total commitment of puppets.
Mhm.
It is like it's a better universe. We should live there. That's sort of my feeling. Yeah.
Let's get there. We'll do our best. Matt, do you have any Muppet tattoos? Because I mean, Hannah's got the Labyrinth one. I've got Kermit the Frog's eye tattooed to my wrist.
I do.
Oh,
I can't take my shirt off right now, but at the top of my sleeve, it's Kermit's collar. And
Is
then the
it?
rest
That's
of my sleeve
cool.
goes down. Yeah, yeah.
and I
That's
would love
fun.
if you're like it's a full body actually
It
wrapped
starts here and
all
it
around
goes
all the
here.
way up. And
You're just entirely green under that outfit.
yeah,
Thanks.
Rainbow Connection.
And you've got a little Jim Henson on your back, like putting his hand inside you.
Exactly.
All right, let's move on.
All
Um,
right.
Hannah, you said, you feel like you're that mixture of Piggy and the chef and even a bit of Cookie Monster. Is there anyone else that you feel the energy flowing through you?
Let's see. I feel a little snuffleupagus. I mean, I'm branching out into Sesame Street here. And you know what? Ghost of Christmas Past. I definitely like production design alone and costuming. I mean, chef's
Oh my
kiss and
gosh.
chef. Unreal. Like, I love a treasure and a treat. Like if you're around my house, it's just like trinkets. And I feel like the grapes and the gorgeous food spread. It's just so opulent and I love that.
That sounds wonderful. Well, look, you'll be obviously playing the daughter of Miss Piggy as you
Yes.
play Belinda Cratchit. Tell me about that process. What's that going to be like?
Oh man, I mean, hours and hours and hours of agonizing method. I mean, I'm gonna make my husband's life hell. I'm gonna probably cut off contact with my family for a little while, just to really get in that feeling of togetherness and need and lack. It's gonna be. I'm I'm gonna really disappoint a lot of people in my life, but that's how committed I am to the role.
Matt, who's playing the other Cratchit sister?
The other Cratchit sister is Janet Varney.
Oh,
Who I love.
wonderful
Lovely,
choice.
lovely Janet. Yes. Love having her on the show. We love to have her fill in now and then when she can on these fun little roles. And I think the two of them together are just going to be great. Hannah, do you know Janet?
Just as a faraway fan. So I mean
Mm,
this whole lineup is some folks that I know, but it is stacked. There's like no one that I'm not a fan of. I would have
absolutely.
gone to this if you hadn't asked me, which I was already going to reach out to you to ask me. So I'm always down.
Well, that you know what? That comes to my next question. How did you have much FOMO looking at the first three of these, Hannah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can't help but wonder when's it going to be my turn? I mean, Paul's one of my dearest pals. I did Varietopia with Paul, and
Right.
Paul is also to me part Muppet. I mean, I think we can all agree
Mhm.
Paul has like Muppet blood as well, in like this beautiful it's inner child silly. So when Paul told me about him doing it this year, and then I looked at years past, the FOMO was real. So truly, I was like moments from writing to Matt already. So it really worked out. I
Well,
was shamelessly going to be like, hey, I'm right here. Wait.
which I've been doing as well, Matt, but he still hasn't asked me to come in.
Okay, weird. You would have to kind of cross emotions, right?
Yeah. But look for the right role. I mean, as we spoke in the last episode, Matt, if you need a Mr. Curly Twirly, here I am. That's an obscure Muppet, Hannah. I don't expect you to know who that is.
No,
Absolutely.
that's a deep cut.
Yeah, that's a pretty deep cut. Uh, Matt, can you talk about bringing Hannah into the fold?
Absolutely. So Hannah is someone who I adore. I love everything she's done on Dropout. I died when she did the voice of her pet, the weirdly specific voice that
Yes.
was amazing. So instantly I was like, okay, that's someone I need to work with. And it's been such a wonderful year to be doing these presentations and to find people like Hannah who are real life Muppets. And
Mhm.
so many of them do come from Dropout. It's kind of a Muppet magnet over there.
Yeah.
So it's been wonderful to connect with Hannah. I just kind of blindly reached out on Instagram. I knew we had a bunch of mutual friends, but we just hadn't connected. And I was like, I really want her for this one, and this is going to be the quickest way to do it. So I just sent her the message, and as she said, she was immediately like, I was about to message you. So happy it worked out.
And I'm not like that. I'm not like, hey, can I be on? I mean, look, I wouldn't put it past me to ask to be on a comedy show, but this was one where I was like, I'm gonna sit in the audience pissed, so I'm gonna have to go out.
Just rush the stage next time. If you're not in the next one, Hannah,
And
rush the
that was
stage.
my next thing. It was like the only good way to storm something. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a good storming of
Yeah.
the stage.
I had genuinely forgotten about the dog with the other specific voice for the dog on Make Some Noise. For me, it was the person who's been in Amsterdam for 2 days and just comes back with an
Sure,
accent.
sure. Oh
That's
yeah, I mean, okay. And if you want to know where, of course, I am my father's daughter. My father is not part Muppet. He is a Muppet. He is a 70-year-old Dutch man with an accent that to me has only gotten thicker over the years, even though he's lived in the States since he was 18. And he'll say stuff like, we are dying to know what the soup of the day is. Like he is such a human Muppet. So that's where the Amsterdam all he has like 7 siblings and they all live in Holland. But I love Dropout for that because it really is just like a meeting of dopes. It's like the
yeah.
dopiest people
Mhm.
who are also, I mean, some are so clever. My gift is more voices and sounds and sort of like, gesticulating, but it's such a cool hodgepodge of brilliant people.
Well,
It's awesome.
like we talked about this a little in the Giovanni episode. It's basically Sam's made the Muppet Show.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, totally.
Mhm.
He's completely just made the Muppet Show, and I'm so jealous sitting and watching it because it really sometimes feels like you're watching the Muppet Show.
It's the closest thing because I feel like the misnomer with improv, especially, is that it has to be purely cerebral and heady. And it's like you have these brilliant people that are quick as lightning, but I also really appreciate that Dropout explores like all subsets of humor. So then there's like your Josh Rubens who are just like so clowny as well. And then you have your Giovannis and your Anna Garcias and your Lisa Gilroys. But it's how I found some of my favorite the friends that I've like shamelessly DM'd being like, you're funny. Hi, do you want to hang out? And also just, yeah, like I love a bite-sized clip that just makes you laugh as you're going about your day.
Well, that's why I said before, I find like your social media is something I strongly advise people to follow. Um, I scroll through your stuff constantly and I just giggle. Um, what was the
Good.
one? The one like an improviser at the back, like trying to get in, that you did like a few months ago. I laughed about that for 4 days. It just popped into my head at random times and I giggled to myself.
I would love to say that that was fiction, but that had happened the night before. The thing about improv shows, last night I was on fire. I was out every time. 1 week before I left the wall once. And I'm like, I've done this for so many years, but comedy's so psychological, right? Which is why when you like the Muppets, Chris, like it's so risk averse because you're like, you're gonna help us, we're gonna have rehearsals, the material's gorgeous, but improv is always a dice roll.
I
You can
I
still bomb at any age, at any level.
I'm way like I did a little bit of improv in like high school. I am too intimidated to go up and do what you guys do. It
I get
terrifies
it.
me.
It's scary. But you know what? So is living. So
Good
these
point.
things I'm
It's
like,
true.
the simulation out there. At least don't go. At least if I make a fool of myself, I'm like, I have a pulse. I'm alive. Like I live through another day. And the other day I did a horrible thing. I went to go sit and they had swiped the chair. So it was a collapse onto the ground. The sound it made was like I'd broken every bone. The whole audience gasped and everyone sort of held. And then I rose and said, I'm okay. And we all clapped, but it was humiliating. It was like Tim Robinson's chair company, only there was no chair to catch me.
So your comedy is very physically expressive. I mean, even just as you were talking, then you were gesticulating very, very Swedish chefy. Um, how tempting do you think it's going to be to like full go into that physicality while you're doing this script reading?
Well, if there's ever something that lends itself to gesticulating, it's emulating puppets, right? Like we need the arms, we need the gangle, we need the Chris Fleming body energy. We need that silly. But yeah, I mean, in auditions for more grounded things, I have to tone it back. But I think for this, it might actually be quite well served.
It is,
However,
yes.
Cratchit is maybe a bit more subdued, maybe a bit more inward, but God, I'm so excited to watch. I'm already thinking about Anna playing the ghost and laughing to myself. Oh, it's so good.
I, I mean, are you going to get to tackle Mark Evan Jackson? Because at one point, those two Cratchit sisters just dive on Kermit.
Well, do we have a stunt coordinator? We have a
I
waiver?
I think Mark's open to doing stunts. Yeah.
Great,
Mark
perfect,
did a couple of
perfect.
stunts on The Good Place. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
I listened to his podcast and he talked about doing his own stunts. So just Hannah,
There
don't
we
even tell
go.
him.
I
Just
do
dive.
accidental stunts and improv shows at UTV, so we're ready to go together. Mm.
Well, it is a fun role, but it's also can be quite subdued. And there's some genuinely depressing moments that the Cratchit sisters sort of get to go through as spoiler alert, Tiny Tim dies, but he doesn't actually die. Um, is there an intimidation there of sort of playing that those more depressing, is that the word I'm after? Subdued, maybe, moments.
I would say like earnest. I mean, that's another thing I love
Mm.
about Muppets and Sesame Street and all things Henson is that well, I always think it's crazy that Henson initially was making like adult programming and was like, I'm not going to do kid stuff. And then life kind of had other plans. But I think you feel that in all the work that he does, and that Michael Caine is giving the performance of his goddamn life.
Mm,
There's no, and I really appreciate that because I appreciate anything that doesn't stoop down to like children aren't stupid, adults aren't stupid. Earnestness and sweetness and humanity is really beautiful and can be really funny. And I really appreciate that I'm always really moved in this rendition of A Christmas Carol because I appreciate that everybody does play it really earnestly. And then you have the songs that add and infuse the humor, and you have the pratfalls and the, of course, cute puppet jumping into something in an explosion of some kind. But I like the project. I don't know. There's something really sweet about the fact that it is like an honest portrayal of something kind of sad. Yeah.
yeah. Matt, when you sort of go about casting for this one, the other shows are all very comedy based. This one is
Mhm.
not necessarily as much of a comedy. Does that change how you go about casting, or do you think about that a little bit more?
I do actually. Yeah. Yeah. I do think about how there is kind of a switch in a lot of characters there where it's very silly moments and then very serious moments. And it is definitely, it was front of my mind when I was doing casting for this one of people that I know can kind of play both sides and kind of bring a little bit of the sadness into the comedy and then a little bit of comedy into the sadness as well. And Hannah is a great example of that. I think she's got that skill within her, and I think we've got a lot of really great people that are gonna really impress. Yeah,
And you need like it gets really dark. The
yeah.
future ghost as a kid, I mean it's also really a good cautionary tale. If there was ever anything that was gonna whip me into shape in terms of like give to your neighbor, be a good person, it's that freaking last ghost. It is spooky. Yeah,
Legitimately terrifying.
Yeah,
yeah, terrifying
absolutely.
and really played so real. And yeah,
This is the third time I'll have said this during this podcast series. There is an argument to be made that this is a horror film.
I mean,
Yeah.
but again, that's very Henson, right? Like, I'm like, Dark Crystal, I probably wouldn't show my 4-year-old nephew, but like when he is old enough, it is like the world building.
Mm.
Again, I think that he doesn't shy, whatever is in service to the world, but I don't think he shies away from spooky things. I think you're right. Like, my nephew, we had to turn it off. We had to turn off Muppets Christmas. He wasn't ready last year as it got darker. First
Mhm.
half,
Mm.
all about it. Second half, dicey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel the same way now, and I'm 36.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Look, a lot of people like to wear some sort of costume that invokes their character. Hannah, have you thought anything about what you might wear?
I haven't yet, but I famously have like 100 wigs and way too many costumes. I had to get a full storage unit because I'm not ready to part with my sketch comedy days with good reason, because you never know when you're going to pack up a trunk and need it. But I've got many a puffy sleeve. I've got like one of those like kind of bigger skirts. I was thinking about that, an apron of some kind, perhaps. Maybe a loaf of bread. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how committed people get.
Well, I
They
mean,
they
people
do
get
get
pretty
committed.
committed.
Yeah.
Yeah, go
They
on,
go
Matt.
for
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. I am always, always, always of the, an improv back mind of go bigger. And especially because it's
Yeah.
Muppets, you can go as huge as you want. So everyone that
Really.
I cast, it's always complete 100% whatever you want to bring, whatever you want to wear, whatever kind of makeup or wig or anything at all. It's totally up to you. I just want you to have fun. And it sounds like you already are, which is great.
Oh, give me a wig. I'll wear a wig even when it's not necessary. When I did law, they'd be like, "You're the straight man. You're just gonna come in and take everyone's order." They're like, "Why are you wearing red pigtails?" Trust me. Love a wig.
I'm with you. I in our high school drama class, we had a whole closet that was filled with costumes and wigs and all that stuff. I wasn't allowed in it because I would walk in and I would come out and I just wouldn't drop character. I would walk around the school in like ridiculous outfits. I'd have people on my back running into classrooms shouting stuff. It's a miracle I didn't get expelled.
I'm so impressed by this. Wow. Is this a quiet audition again to be in the next one? You're
Well, I
saying like,
mean,
I'm so method. I never drop character.
exactly right. Look, I'll be honest, I've been pitching to Matt that I should play Walter in the 2011 film when we get there, but he's
Listen.
definitely not interested. Um, and that's fine. Well, let's talk about a much more fun role you'll be playing, which is New Zealand.
Yes, way more fun. And one that I had to go back, some of these I needed to be reminded of because you just don't know
Mhm.
the name. There's so many characters' names, but that's going to be really fun. Is that where I get to sing?
Yes, yeah. So Jared, we talked about this last time in the music episode. There's one of the problems with doing these shows, which is a cool problem to have, which is that there's so many characters. And at least once every Muppet movie, there's a moment where it's like 16 Muppets are all talking over each other. So you can't skimp on that, even if you like triple cast or quadruple cast. So for a lot of these now, I've realized that especially the singing parts are easy to kind of just give off to a different character. So that way you don't need to cast someone else for just a one line song reading. So yeah, so in this version that we're presenting, the song Scrooge has a little bit of singing from New Zealand, which is going to be fun and interesting.
I'm
I'm, ex-
excited.
I'm
I'm
excited to see
excited for a
it.
music rehearsal. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah,
As you can tell, I have like permanent nodes from dropout voices that you
sure.
aforementioned. But so this New Zealand will have a real husk, which I think is really exciting. Just
I
bringing
love it.
new levels and dimension. But yeah, but again, I'm happy that I get to do something in the first half, and then we've got like kind of that it devolves into something very different later on. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Will you be throwing fish at people?
It depends on if I can get to the bait and tackle before rehearsal.
I can confirm that yes, she will be. I always have boomerang fish for Lou. I've said that for every movie, even if Lou doesn't appear in the movie, I'm gonna put him in just for one line, just so we can throw fish at people.
Okay, and
Yeah.
listen, and I got even more, and now I get to sing. What could be better? It's gonna be great. I
So,
famously love a prop. I love to toss a prop. I love a prop as well. I love a wig, love a prop.
look, what I'm getting from this, Hannah, is that if you and I were in high school together, we wouldn't have been allowed in the same class.
Yeah. I know. Give that plus my crippling ADHD. I really it would have made things even harder. Give me any distraction and I am off on a but I found the job where I can be permanently distracted. Just give me,
Exactly.
imagining. Yeah. Yeah.
You've done well. So am I right in assuming, Hannah, this is a movie that's been a big part of your childhood?
Yeah, every year it's an every year watch. Big part of my childhood. My best friend just did a drag brunch yesterday, and it was Muppets Christmas Carol themed, and they were Marley and Marley, and they were Tiny Tim. And for Marley and Marley, they put a mask on one side of their face, so they would go Marley and Marley, and it was wild.
Oh,
Amazing.
But that was
wow.
always, as a kid, I loved Marley and Marley, even though they're crotchety and it was perfect. Yeah.
It's a great that's a great thing. I'm looking forward to seeing Marley and Marley performed live.
Yes.
Yeah.
So who have we got playing the Marley brothers, Matt?
The Marley Brothers, yeah. So we have Hal Lublin returning, and
Hmm.
then we have joining him Annie Savage, who is also from the Thrilling Adventure Hour, and wonderful, wonderful voices on both of them. So yeah, I'm really excited for. We have kind of like a smaller band practice tonight, and then we have all the singers coming on Thursday, and we're gonna get everybody in the room and go over Scrooge and go over everything, and it's gonna be. I can't wait.
As we sort of begin to wrap up, Hannah, I've been asking people about holiday traditions. Have you got any sort of weird and wonderful holiday traditions?
Well, my dad's from the Netherlands and my brother-in-law is Swiss. So in Holland on Sinterklaas, which I think passed already, that's the 5th of December, you leave your shoes out for Sinterklaas to put chestnuts and candies. And yeah, we could all question sort of like the sanitary. There's some questions there, but I choose to think it's like whimsy. And then for Christmas, for Swiss Christmas, you take a real Christmas tree and you put candles on them. And we did that for a couple years, until we were all having panic attacks moment to moment, sort of watching, seeing like, oh, if the wind blows in an earthquake prone state, we're gonna have another forest fire on our hands. So last year we begged my brother-in-law, we said, you have a son now, please retire it. So now we got those fake candles. It's beautiful to look at, but it is, oh my God, so unsafe. And there's no safe way to do it. You're
No.
near a dried up tree. Yeah, yeah, crazy. So,
That's that's great. What I've really loved asking people this question during this podcast because we just get a whole myriad of insane things. That's the first one that's been had the potential for a national disaster. So that's nice.
and listen, no, it don't implicate us. We've stopped. Okay, look for the other sisters that are doing that. Yeah, we
Um,
uh, we had a. I was holding the extinguisher, going, Stephen, Stephen, please. Where's Stephen?
Hannah, as you call yourself part Muppet, and like I'm definitely getting that vibe off you the last half an hour. Let's say Disney come to you, say,
Sure.
Hannah, we want you to create your dream Muppet project. What do you think that would be?
I mean, I know that they did a recreation of, I guess I'm open-ending it to Henson, if that's okay.
Yeah, go
I
for it.
would like to play
Mhm.
David Bowie. I would like to be the Goblin King, and then maybe we make it the Goblin Queen. I think David Bowie's quite androgynous anyway. I don't think
Mhm.
like anything. I mean, look, and maybe it might make that part a little bit weirder with Jennifer Connelly, who's 16 and they're at the ball. I think that one would be really fun. And honestly, like a live action Miss Piggy, but I know that Cola Scola's doing that, and there is no better person to do that. So, as much as I would love to be involved in something like that, I'd love to PA on that, truly. I
Yeah,
just want to
right?
be in the
Yeah.
Yeah.
presence of Cole as Miss Piggy. Nothing could be better. Yeah.
Have you got a Miss Piggy impression? Because you do some great voices. Although,
I don't, but my husband has a really good Kermit impression and will randomly surprise me with it. My nephew loses his mind for the Kermit. Surprisingly, I haven't
aw,
ever tried any Muppets. That's a good project for me to kind of dive into next.
All right,
Yeah.
beautiful. If we talk again, we'll
Yeah.
find out.
I can't do it.
Yeah, that's all good. Matt, can you please remind us, A, of who we're supporting with this event and also where we can watch it?
Absolutely, yes. So we are presenting the Muppet Scriptmas Carol on December 20th. That's a Saturday, and we will have two show times. 2 p.m. matinee is going to be in person only, and there are still tickets available for that at dynastytypewriter.com. We will also have a late show at 6:30 p.m., which will be live streamed. So we still have tickets for the live stream on sale. The in-person for that one is sold out. So it's going to be a really, really great show. That's at the Dynasty Typewriter here, my favorite place in LA to do live comedy. And yes, we're supporting a wonderful organization called One Simple Wish. This is a foundation that was launched in 2008 as an online giving platform. And it was designed to raise awareness and empower everyone who was affected by the foster care system. So it's a really great place where kids who are affected by this are just submitting simple wishes, just little things that could make, life a little happier, a little better. There is so it's a place where your donations go towards these wishes that they have. So for example, Quincy wants a really cool camera for Christmas. And that's it. It's just a little simple thing that, people think about, we have to raise money and we have to make sure that it's going towards feeding them and housing them and all of these things, which are very, very important. But sometimes the most important thing is something really simple, is just getting a cool camera for Christmas. And if we can do that, if we can help out with that in any way, it's a really wonderful thing to do. I'm so happy that we've raised, I know I said this on the last time, but we've this year raised over $45,000 for the charities that we've supported. And I'm so happy and proud of everyone that's watched for laughs, but also just watched to help out. It's been a really, really great year.
Yep, you've done very, very well, and it's an absolutely worthy cause. Hannah, where can people find you? What have you got to promote? As I said, you are a social media follow I strongly recommend.
Thank you so much. You can find me, yeah, at Hannah Pilkes on Instagram, TikTok, Threads. I'm on Threads now, trying that out. And on Leanne on Netflix, we're about to film season 2, so catch up on season 1. It's 16 episodes, but they're quite short, so you can binge it in like a day, and I guarantee it'll make you feel good because Leanne Morgan is just human sunshine. So yeah, it's really good.
Absolutely.
I love it. You're doing something soon, what is a High School Musical show where you're improvising around it. I did High School Musical in high school. We were the
You did? Was it the play?
we were the very first people in Australia to do it. I played Chad. I learned
Oh
how
my
to spin a
God,
basketball on my finger.
incredible.
So it means a lot to me.
I'm
We're in the presence of a legend.
I know. I'm gonna have to. I mean, as for as method as you go, we're gonna have an aside call for because I have some questions. I am a little spooked, and famously, when Paul asked me to go on tour, he said it was because I was a good singer, but I can exclusively only sing extremely low register. So Gabriella's gonna have to be really low register in this or in this High School Musical. And that's okay. It's the 2025 version. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to see you in Scriptmas Carol and you in everything you do forever, Hannah. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.